Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Frosthaven. We're over halfway through winter at the moment and we are working actively on retiring our banner spear. Let's just do the town stuff relatively quickly. So we're going to start off with the various purchases. Let's just get them done. So that's the logging camp, then we've got the hunting lodge. And this is just to spend the gold because I don't think we're going to have a use for it when we retire. We'll have a very quick check on the craftsmen and others. I don't suspect there's going to be anything to be created either. Nothing on there jumps out at me. Let's have a look at the merchant. Yeah, nothing spectacular. We've still got that Ring of the Night that we had there previously. Resold it to them. We might buy that on someone in the future, where invisibility's got like a very specific benefit, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And then over on the alchemist, we still don't have any rock fruit, so no items to be produced there. We could potentially like deconstruct a healing potion, stone skin potion, to figure out what these last two are, but I'm not that keen on it. Let's check. Did we do the training in the barracks? Yes, we did. So I think that's everything we can do in town. These are all prepped and done. So yeah, nothing new, nothing to upgrade, nothing wrecked. Let's move out to the world map, and we are mostly going through this bit up here. Was this? It wasn't the pylon problem. It wasn't the Furious Factory. It wasn't the Realm of Endless Frost either. Let's go back to town just very quickly and see what the next quest in the list is. The True Oak. Okay. We don't know where the True Oak is. We haven't found that. So the active attempt at retirement isn't going particularly well. Alright, well, we've got choices then. We've got the pylon problem, which is the continuous expansion where we cleared the space with the dynamite. So we can carry on with that one. Algoxes, snow imps, it's reasonable. There is a rock fruit there. Or the Furious Factory, which has 2 rock fruit in. Ooh. Locate the ancient building from the holographic map. Yeah, let's go get shot by some ancient artillery and ruined machines again. An encounter along the way. As you crest a low hillock a few hours into your walk, a spray of colour against the stark white landscape draws your eye. Blood in the snow. You draw closer to the scene. The telltale black-red pools already melted into the surface. The blood and scratch marks around the scene show this was no quick hunter's kill. Something had a fight here, and recently. The blood trails off into a nearby copse of trees. Following it, you discover that the trail splits into a fork in the path. The blood continues to the left alongside large tracks. Though judging by broken twigs and footprints, something also ran off to the right. I feel like we've seen this one before, and we followed it to the left previously. So, and we found someone that we healed. We gave them a healing potion, actually. Let's go to the right this time.
3 sets of small tracks lead to a blackthorn shrub, whose prickly branches quiver with fear. You part the barbed branches and see 3 little orchids, barely more than toddlers. Their father defended them from a polar bear, they tell you, and commanded them to hide while he drew the bear away. Judging by the amount of blood you saw back there, you doubt their father is returning anytime soon. You're too remote to send the children home on their own. You can take them with you, though, and bring them to Frosthaven once your business nearby is complete.
Sure, this isn't going to be dangerous for the kids at all. Time for us to pick our battle goals. Kill an enemy before it takes its first turn seems unlikely. Add 2 cards to your lost pile before your first rest. We can do 1. Kill an enemy attacked by any of your allies earlier in the same round. Assistance seems likely for Charlotte. Okay. Kill an enemy with an attack that has disadvantage. Kill an undamaged enemy with a single attack action. That's not going to happen. Have 1 more cards in your hand each time you rest. We'll go with Gambler. And for Seraph, end no more than 3 of your turns in the hex in which you started, except when long resting. So that's just like keep moving. Well, it's not a bad option. It might happen by accident, whereas Straggler probably won't. And Promoter we'd have to remember specifically to do. So let's go for these.
You follow the blinking red dot to the location of the factory and enter through some sort of access tunnel leading into a mountain. At first, you determine it is abandoned, but then you listen closer and realize there is a faint whirring coming from the walls. You explore further into the facility and come across a large room with a giant crystal in the center. In front of the crystal is a control panel, which you approach to inspect. But as you do so, the crystal suddenly glows red and turns toward you.
Of course it does.
A mechanical voice booms throughout the room.
Intruders detected. Activating defense mechanisms.
That sounds like the
Great.
Jet 2 holiday
Another
person.
ancient machine center angry at you. You draw your weapons, but an energy field projects over the crystal and alarms start to blare. You look down and see power cables snaking from the central console to 4 separate antechambers. Perhaps if you follow these and stop the sources of power, you'll be able to get out of here in one piece.
Sounds quite familiar. Let's have a look at the specific scenario effects. So the mysterious crystal cannot be moved or destroyed. There are 4 power consoles to be destroyed. 1 this way, 1 that way. Actually, let's have a look at the cables properly. I'm not sure. Like, looking at the cables themselves seem to be going all over the place. So we might want to start with, I mean, obviously clearing out the ancient artillery that's in this room. And then we're probably going to want to push on Drifter. If you start here, you can do retaliation against these 2. So let's look at the Drifter. Relentless. And we start Brittle. We definitely need to get that gone. So that's going to be going fast to heal everyone with Make It Count. That only does 2. Ooh. Still a smart move, though. Or sand in the hourglass to heal everyone nearby and kinetic transfer to move in and stab. Do we have anything else that's move first and then stab? No, but stab them all could be pretty good for... We can poison these. So stab them all would still get a bit of action. Yeah, let's do that. So it's going to be sand in the hourglass to heal everyone up. Get rid of that brittle. Step in, stab poison, stab poison, stab poison. And you're going to tank 1 hit. We know you're going to do Relentless. What else are you going to do? if we go for prudent preparation, that will start off with a reasonable amount of tankiness in a good place. You're going so fast. Air support is a good option. And maybe getting a banner out. You're going to have stepped across, so we could put a banner in the middle and give everyone a shield. Or a reinforcement to just kind of get in the way. Yeah, let's do that. Let's get a reinforcement out to just soak up some of the shots. So we're not looking to move out of this room this turn, we're just looking to get rid of our brittleness and start peppering these guys down in various ways. And then they're doing big area of effect stuff, so being separated would be good, but it's not really gonna be a proper thing. Stab them all. No one to stab, so skip this one. If we go all the way over here, we won't get the benefit of the shield. No, we're not getting a shield anyway. So we'll just be splitting up for the sake of reduced damage, which makes a lot of sense. Let's do that. Hit you with the poison. Not a brilliant start, but at least we got the poison on there. Step away, step back. We'll be able to go fast again next turn. It's fine enough. I don't think it's worth us sticking a flame vial on it. So we'll finish that there. Right. Prudent preparation. Get the shield. I'm assuming actually this retaliate is only going to be for those immediately next to us, so it may not be that useful in the grand scheme of things. Getting a protective scepter on you though is probably going to be worth it. Banosphere. Air support, focus on the one that's injured. Very nice. And now I think coming over here so that there is as much distance as possible between us is the smarter choice. A little bit of damage, it's not too bad. I feel like we got pretty lucky with that. Definitely the shield was useful, but the extra retaliation made no difference at all. We can hold the line to give big shieldiness. We can let them come to attack this way and get poison out. At which point the shieldiness wouldn't really be a thing. Let's say resolved courage and let them come. And next turn we'll put Unbreakable Wall on. Over here, we've already used 2 of our retaliations, so it'd be good to get some of them back. consume stamina. Step in up here, start damaging this one. Yeah, consume stamina for the move and the retaliate. And sustain momentum to have a swing. And get back a bonus. And Blink Blade, we need you to move in and get this one killed, please. Precision timing will step you in and get some stabbing. Hit and run will do some more stabbing. Ooh, actually, no, let's say Flashing Flurry. 2 at range 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if we use precision timing to step in, stab, and then step to here, we can shoot both of these with Flashing Flurry for a reasonable amount of damage. I like that. Yeah, we don't want to be standing next to anyone when this goes off. So let's activate Resolved Courage. Let them come this direction, get some poison out. Blink Blade. In fact, if we go down to here, we could potentially shoot backwards and that way at the same time. So we've got options. But in, have a stab. Cool. One is dead. If we go here, it's going to be the best option. Because the Drifter is going to move away before these go off. So Flashing Flurry. Unfortunate. That's alright. And I think we know which one we're going to move in on. It means that the Retaliate is going to be absolutely useless, though. However, the Banner Spear is going to get targeted first, so this is just going to be to give us back an extra usage. That's what it's going to be for. Sustained momentum. Give me back 2 uses. 1 for sustained momentum and 1 for the consumed stamina. And oh, and we rolled +1 as well. Well, we can't do that, so teeny bit of damage, but it's fine. I think we can start opening up some of the side rooms. Let's do this one next, or maybe the one up the top. Either way, we need to keep attacking this. Meat Grinder will do quite nicely if we could get something there. So if you can move 4 somehow, with Deadly Shot you could. And we could use Shockwave to just do a regular attack. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that can work. So we need to go slightly slower than 17. Regroup and Meat Grinder. That would also make sure we've got enough to get people in the right place. Which means you don't need to do that. Shockwave to move in and get defense potentially. And breakthrough to do some damage. That's better. And that means you're free to move relatively slowly. 3 up to the door. We don't have a nice... I want to say kinetic transfer for moving into a room. So let's, for now, just move to get the loot. We'll use Make It Count to give ourselves a bless. And Power Leak to just move up. So, Drifter. Coming on in. Probably didn't need to use the boots, actually, because we'd be able to use the regroup for that. But regardless, breakthrough on this. We don't need to put a wound on it because it's going to get a wound already. Nice. Meat grinder. Cool, it's gone. Well, that means we don't need to use regroup, but we still could in order to make things a little bit better. Do we want to push down for the south one? I think, yeah, let's do that. I can get you to open the door. And that'll give us time to see what's what. Sure.
As alarms blare, you push into a seemingly empty room. You marvel at the brief respite, but then machines drop down from the ceiling.
Of course they do. Okay, we've got a ruined machine that's going to come a little closer, but that's not too bad. An ancient artillery, which is going to shoot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we back up one, we'll be fine. And there is one of the power things, and this is just going to defend. So actually, yeah, just standing back a teeny bit. Oh, you can't move any further. Okay. I guess you're going to get hit. Luckily, no one's going to be standing next to you. I did not see the laser spire. What? The laser spire emits a laser in a straight line until it hits a wall. Every hex the laser passes through is considered hazardous terrain and is not ignored by flying or jumping figures. All characters in the path of the laser suffer hazardous terrain damage. Yeah, I feel like we need to destroy this. Oh, it's invulnerable to all damage. So this is now danger territory. Oh, that is bad. You know what? Use the shield. Oh, this is gonna hurt, isn't it? And then this thing is gonna come in closer and have a strike at us. You know what? We need to step in. So let's just do it. Ah, I did not mean to burn that. I just meant to walk with it. That's where I went wrong. Right, can I restart round? I need to at least finish this. I was thinking, why is it healing me? That's not what we intended to do. Let's try use fast action roll back and see if that's just going to give it back to us. Yeah. Okay. So, to try again, we did regroup and meat grinder. We did shockwave and breakthrough. And we did power leak and make it count. Drifter, we used the boots, that went through. We did a breakthrough. Then we did the meat grinder going that way. Then we moved you up to the door. And we moved Seraph up to here. Almost back to where we were. I didn't actually see that there's little side doors, so that's kind of interesting. So, to just move closer, this isn't actually going to work the way I wanted. So, let's undo that. We'll put a bit of healing there. And we can move, but it's not going to give us any real benefit. So just go back to the same space. The laser spire isn't guaranteed to do that. I assume it probably is going to do that, but it's interesting that we've potentially got something different. Draining arrows. That's at range 2. What have we got that's going to move us in nicely? Deadly shot will move us in quite nicely. Laser spires cannot be moved or destroyed, but they can be attacked by heroes. When a laser spire is attacked, regardless of damage, it rotates its cannon 1 hex away from the attacker. If the target hex is occupied or adjacent to a wall, it does not rotate. So we could rotate it that way round once we move the flaming blade spinner. Or maybe that way round. So if we get to here, we can spin it towards this door coming down this way. I see. Whereas really getting it going that way is going to be the most useful for us. We could potentially ignore this ancient artillery once we're done with that. Which means we want to get this killed as quickly as possible. It's an obstacle, so it can't be poisoned as such. Precision aim and stepping in, I think. Vile assault and precision aim. And we're going to try and get to like here, I think. This is going to be so sketch. I think it's time to put on Unbreakable Wall. Set for the charge is going to be no use. Rallying Cry is going to be no use. So we'll do Rallying Cry and Unbreakable Wall, just because as a Banner Spear, there's not much we can do in here. Coming in to help out with some of the combat is going to be useful. Kinetic transfer to move 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Potentially do damage to stuff. Maybe if we jump over bits. Or blurry jab, kinetic transfer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Worst case, we get a really big hit on the blade spinner. Let's go a little bit slower. And we'll see where things end up. Laser Spire is going to rotate clockwise, so they can turn by themselves. I was not expecting that. Drifter. This thing is going to die. If the attack ability was performed, all adjacent enemies suffer trap damage and the Ruin Machine dies. So it's going to cause its own demise. So I think we just really want to step in and be kind of like tucked out the way at the moment. Blink Blade. 4 is not quite going to be enough for what I'm thinking. So maybe we go straight for the power console. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. 5 will get us to where we need to be. Then kinetic transfer to step in, hit this. And we're just going to take 1 damage, but no wound. It's a nice hit. Could do the flame vial on him, but if we get a +1 on this, it's done. Worst case, you shoot it on the way out next turn. Okay. You shoot it on the way out next turn, but this is fine because we can go fast next turn now. And I will get a flame vial. You're immune to wound. That's fine. It's 1 damage. Add a wound because we accidentally created fire. It's not a problem. We can deal with that. Get the shield on. Skip the attack. Little bit of damage. And he detonates. Time to move in to one of the other rooms. Let's go this way. Hold the line set for the charge. We can set for the charge to charge in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, maybe. And see what's in the room. We need to do draining arrows. That should finish that off and muddle this. Although this has got retaliate 2, but it's not at range. And we're going to want to leave with deadly shot. And I think we're going to want to actually like get out the door properly for that. I think we'll hit and run to ensure this is done, or maybe hit the blade spinner and then... Yeah, there's a couple of options for what we can do here. I don't like any of them really, because I want to hit this as much as possible at range before we do anything, but at least we're moving after the ranged shots happened. So the laser's going to shoot the door. Let's see what's in the room.
You open the door and are faced with several laser gates waiting to block off your path. In the far corner, following the cables, you spy a long-abandoned console that must have once been used to supervise. No wonder there is extra security in this room.
This is fine, just don't stand in the way of the laser spire for this turn. And we can get a little closer and hit this guy. We're going to take a little bit of damage from him, a little bit of damage from the artillery. But it's moving us closer to the power console, which we need. Ooh, hello, treasure chest. There goes the lasers into the doors. Draining arrows. I feel like there's no real point in wasting it on this thing, but we might roll... Could we roll anything useful? Probably not, actually. And this is only going to be able to shoot 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can only go to the door, and we're not going to go back in this room. Let's not bother shooting it. Well, that's just unfortunate. The +2 is really nice. Let's get out of the room. We may as well grab the loot, actually. I should have used the muscle potion. Bling blade, a little bit of damage. Okay, we're gonna twin strike this. Game. Back and forwards. Should have done the spinning blade for that. It's fine. It's not going to move, so we can back away for the moment. Ah, they suffer damage as well. Well, that's more interesting. Painful. We're going to need to sort that out. Short rest. Short rest. And I think we can go for chunk of flesh and crushing weight. Get back some relentless, get back a little precision aim. Ooh, losing hold the line. Sure, it's not the one I would have gone for, but it'll do. Losing hit and run is fine. So we need to go quickly. stab them all will get us going quickly, but it won't really get us any healing. But assuming we're just trying to leave the room. Precision timing, that will get us out and slightly around a corner. Kinetic transfer will also get us out and around a corner. Let's go with kinetic transfer. Because I can actually use kinetic transfer to move one and shoot if this thing moves before we do. 1, 2, 3. Let's move on in and get some air support. So air support and rallying cry. That's just going to get us closer and shooting this. Lasers are just shooting straight again. Rune machines are going to do some nasty poisoning stuff, so we don't want to be near them. And ancient artillery is doing ranged and pushing shenanigans. Oh, look at that. Killed it in one. That's pretty good. I am happy with that. I'm going to really miss the Banner Spear when we retire them. They're very, very powerful. Yeah. I can prevent one poison, but then we're just going to get hit by the other, so there's no point. Painful wounds. Don't like it at all. Alright, I said we were going to get out of here. This thing is going to move a little bit. So we'll be well away. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll be out of range of that as well. So we'll be good for healing up next turn. No one to attack. No one to attack. No one to attack. Drifter. We can actually provide some healing over this way, so let's do that. And we'll use that to get back a use of Relentless. And I think these two are actually going to go in through the other door. Skip the attack, heal yourself, and get back a use of precision aim. Seeing as we're stuck in place here, it's a little limited for what we can do. This laser is going to be blasting out the door. We can't rotate it this way. If we did Resolved Courage, we could summon someone behind us with at all costs. Summon someone there and stab both of these at the same time. Which is an interesting idea. I'm not against it. I don't think they'll live through the turn, but sometimes you got to do these things. I think we should keep to the short rests as much as possible. And likewise, I think going slow remains smart. Getting a bit of regen going would be very handy. But we're not going to have regen for a while, so it's just going to be general healing, which is fine. So Twin Strike would move us and heal us. Make It Count would get a little bit of healing on both of us and another Bless. So I like that. Consume Stamina. No, I don't want to lose that because I like Consume Stamina. It's a really good range thing. So redraw that. We lose Prudent Preparation. And actually, Consume Stamina. 1, 2, 3, 4. Consume Stamina is a great choice for shooting him. Followed by Crushing Weight to get some more healing out. Even if this thing rotates, we've still got a turn to get out the way of the lasers. And the Spinner is going to move 4 and do some nasty stuff. Lasers are going to shoot where they are. Artillery is going to shoot range 5. And the Ruin Machines are going to do nasty stuff. So we'll get a buddy out, and we'll Resolved Courage this way. That's really powerful. In terms of cards that we've got left... yeah, it'll be next turn when it's best for us to use the stamina potion. So we'll just finish that there. I could take the healing potion just to reduce the amount of damage that we're going to take. Yeah, let's do that. Assuming it saves 1 damage from each of these 3, it's going to be worth it. Drifter. Consume stamina. Try and shoot that thing just to get it done. That'll do it. And that's a lot of healing for yourself. Or a lot of healing for your friend. Which honestly feels a lot more useful. Heal yourself. And get back that use of precision aim. Blinkblade, you're still doing okay with the whole Rambler thing, which honestly I'm a little surprised by. We'll do Make It Count on the 2 of you. Get a little bit closer to the door. Teeny bits of damage, but we have been saved by our lack of poison. This is going to hurt though, because this is going to guarantee damage on us. We can do Let Them Come. On either of these. I would love it if you were on the other side so we could do Meat Grinder. Let's say Let Them Come and set for the charge so we can start moving out of the room, or round to the other side at least, away from this artillery. Yeah, we can get to here, which will be safe from the laser. That's good. We're going to go fast on the blink blade. I assume it's going to be laid out roughly the same, so there'll be a console down one end and something else down the other. So if we're going fast, blurry jab, 1, 2, 3, and we've still got 2 maneuverability to decide what to do. And flashing flurry will let us take a shot at something as well. Quite like that. And then Drifter, there is no reason to go into this room at all. Deadly shot will move you forward. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could get you into the doorway. Probably not close enough to really shoot anything. Unless it's at range 3. So let's instead I think we need to keep it all moving the same way. We could use Breakthrough to move 4 and Deadly Shot to get poison on something, actually. We're not then using Breakthrough to hit a thing, but in theory the Blink Blade will be doing that part of it for us. Laser Spire. All heroes and hero summons adjacent to the Laser Spire suffer hazardous terrain damage. Uek. We definitely don't want to be here at the end of the turn. Alright, we'll be gone. Reinforcement, step across. Let them come. It's only a 2 attack, but it'll heal us up a little as well, which is nice. And this guy's going to die horribly. You're going to move 2 and attack 1. We could just go here and pick up the loot. Alternatively, we can move all the way to the next door. No, because we want to go round to this. Getting to here doesn't get us far enough away. Getting to here would get us far enough away from this guy. But we don't have our boots available right now, so just not standing next to the laser trap when it explodes, I think. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're still going to be able to shoot us. And next turn it's going to be Meat Grinder and Regroup. We can use Regroup to heal ourselves up a little bit, and Meat Grinder to do the same. Blink Blade. Let's see what's in this next room.
You burst into the room and are shocked by the row of half-finished machines neatly arranged in the center of the room.
Yep. Ultra shocking. Suddenly, the docking clamps on them detach and the machines lurch towards you. Now, this is shooting that way, which is fine. We can actually kind of like tuck in. But if we stay here, only 2 of them are going to be able to reach us, which gives us a slight advantage. There is extra loot up in this corner. That's a bit unexpected. Oh, we can get them all destroyed, though, if we stand close. If I get to here, they can each destroy themselves, and it's going to hurt, but it will get them gone. just in case we roll big, we'll shoot this one and shoot this one. There's bowling big. That saves us a little bit of damage. And we're going to get a bonus on our next attack in the future. Drifter, we might be able to kill that one with the poison. Oh, so close. It was worth a try. Power Potion would have been enough to take it over the edge, but... Kaboom! Wait, that's not hazardous terrain damage, that's 4 damage. Oh, suffers trap damage. Yeah, that's very painful. You're still fine, though. Still alive! And in need of healing. Very much in need of healing. Well. Regroup, Meat Grinder. Sand in the Hourglass to get some healing. And probably Power Leak just to pass the time. You're safe from everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're safe from everything where you are. Obviously, the Ancient Artillery is the biggest worry. Draining Arrows. In fact, if we just step in 2 to here... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're likely to get shot, which is likely to cause you trouble. So 1, 2, 3. We need to move at least 4 to be, air quotes, safe on this side. Do we have our boots available? No, we don't. They've been used. We can use Chunk of Flesh to do a little bit of healing, though, so we could move up with Vile Assault to here, and then Chunk of Flesh to get a little bit of healing on you. And that will help. Ancient Artillery's attacking at range 4, so we'll hit the Drifter and potentially push the Drifter, but that's fine. Laser Spire is just going to shoot in the direction it does. It's a little close. Get the old healing on. Oh, I went fast by mistake. Well, it doesn't matter because we're going to long rest anyway. Banner Spear. If we use this to walk through, we'll actually be fine because we'll be on the other side of the laser and regenerating. So, a little bit of pain, but we'll regen up. And we'll do regroup to get a little bit more healing as well. Drifter. Come on in. And chunk of flesh. Get some healing on you, buddy. Still no sign of the rock root. We are mostly out of range of all of these things. I think we'll do a long rest. As long as this thing doesn't blow up, we'll be fine. And even if it does blow up, we'll still heal that back up. I think we're going to do shockwave and draining arrows. So we're going to actively move up and shoot at least 2 of these, if not 3. And I think we'll do a long rest on Seraph as well. Laser's just going to shoot as it does. So let's get up close. And this time I'm actually going to use the muscle potion. And the power potion. You're only going to do 2 damage, so it's not worth us hitting anything else. So attacking this and this with advantage. It's not a huge amount of damage, but it is some. Oh, that's a big hit. Maybe I should have used the thing. Oh no, we're stuck in place. Whatever shall we do? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's do the long rest and we'll get rid of... Make it count for now, I think. Well, actually, no. We can get rid of kinetic transfer. And the Banner Spear is going to lose at all costs. Seeing as we're a little slow, starting looting makes a lot of sense. That is 3 away. That is 5 away. That is also 5 away. If we were going to get like right over the back, it's not really going to happen. But we can do something like precision timing to get up next to this. Or twin strike to hit this one and make it count to get a little bit more healing. Let's do that. Drifter, seeing as you're kind of stuck in place, we'll do a short rest for you, and you'll do another draining arrow on these 2. And I think we want to grab what we can. Export is always an option, but we'll save Meat Grinder, actually. Rallying Cry will get us onto the thing, and let them come for an attack, which we're not going to do. Sure, we can use Chunk of Flesh. We can't move, so Shockwave would just give us a shield, which is fine. Alternatively, we could get something that's going to give us a little bit of healing, like Vile Assault. So Draining Arrows, Vile Assault, get shots off. Laser Spy is just shooting as it is. Ancient Artillery is targeting the furthest at range 7. So at the very least, let's make sure it's muddled. Another one of the consoles is gone. And Blinkblade, you're going to need to be... Actually, you're going to be shot before that happens. That's only 2 damage. It's not going to be too bad. Banosphere. Step in, grab the goods. What have we got? It didn't say. This is why we have shields. Blinkblade! I'm glad we're giving you a bit of extra healing. Let's grab both of these. Maybe we'll get some of that rock. Two metal. Not exactly what I was hoping for or expecting. Let's go fast, and we're going to try and jump over the back. 1, 2, 3, 4 will do. So Blurry Jab will get us over there. And you're way too far away to do anything worthwhile, so we'll ignore Flashing Flurry and other related things. We could put on Precision Timing to get extra move, but honestly, because we're going to be going just round the edge of this, I don't think there's much value in it. So Blurry Jab and Power Leak, just so it's done. We don't need to stand here anymore. 3 round will get us some loot, so Shockwave will do. And then potentially Consume Stamina would get us another use of our bonuses. Or Sustain Momentum, actually. Stab this one. It won't be able to rotate. Lock it in place. And we need to get out of here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 more move. Set for the charge and air support. Let's charge on in and get some damage out. Laser Spires are going to rotate. They're not going to shoot.
You knock through the door, only to be met by a blast of frigid air. This part of the facility appears to have collapsed, leaving it open to the outside. Maybe that explains the higher security here.
Not sure it does. Ooh, 1, 2, 3. We're going to be just out of range for that air support to hit over there, but we can at least shoot this guy. That's good. Oh my god, what a javelin throw. Hell yeah. Well, let's get back set for the charge. And Drifter. Moving around to grab this. It's going to stop the laser rotating. Although, you know, we'll hit it anyway. And get back a use of precision aim. More metal. Don't care about the metal. Right, use the Wing Choose. And we are going to jump right over the top to here. Hey, there's a rock root. One artillery is in range. It did nothing worthwhile. If we move round 3, we'll be close enough to take a swing. We're not going to be able to do meat grinder on it. And we don't have anyone behind us to help out, so it's going to be a little bit slow. Let's say meat grinder for the 1, 2, 3 and resolved courage to attack. Going slowly means we've got more chance that our healing is going to be beneficial. I feel like we should probably start moving back towards the central room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, deadly shot will get us much closer. And crushing weight just to pass the time. And we're moving nice and slow over here. We're just going to go sand in the hourglass and flashing flurry. In fact, we'll save sand and... no, we won't. Yeah, this is going to be fine. Artillery's doing pretty big hits at long range. Laser spires are rotating where they can clockwise, so it's going to be pointing down this way. Luckily, it's not going to shoot this turn. And this has actually moved in an interesting way. Our 3 move is no longer going to get where we need to, which is a bit of a shame. We could hit this in order to change that. And it will spin the other way. I am a little annoyed by that. Alright, we'll do it in 2 steps. At least we'll get a little bit of looting as we go round. Grab more packs of loot. There's the other rock route. It's a bit chunky, but it's fine. Also fine. Except for the charge regroup. So that's going to move us up in and we can get a decent smack on. Consume stamina breakthrough, move and grab this. Stab them all, precision timing, grab the last bit of loot. Up here. It's going to do 1 damage, that's nothing of note. And the laser spires, they're going to do damage to anyone who's standing next to them, so we're not going to stand next to it. May as well use the explosive falchion. We have to grab this. And there's no one really to hit with consumer stamina, so just skip that attack for now. There's a bit of lumber. Definitely not standing next to that thing. Let's just move a teeny bit. Skip the attacks. And grab a little bit more gold. Short rest. Let's do a couple of short rests. We can lose air support now. We're in a pretty good place. We can lose Shockwave. We can lose Flashing Flurry. We're now thinking about maximum loot, minimum effort. And I don't know how much this is going to take to destroy. So let's start at the start. Set for the charge. 1, 2, 3, 4. And rallying cry to hit it. So we're potentially moving out of this room. You're moving slower. There is loot to grab in here, but there is this guy to hit. 1, 2, 3, 4, and breakthrough. So deadly shot and breakthrough gets us kind of towards this if the laser's not in a horrible place. Or going to be in a horrible place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the loot there. That's Blurry Jab would get us in, and Make It Count would give us a very nice spot of healing on ourselves, just to make sure we don't die on the way through. Lasers aren't going to shoot. That might change what we do. It might not. So, stabbing you.
With the final console destroyed, the alarms have somehow become even more strident.
Of course they have.
The crystal briefly recedes beneath the ground, and then a hulking contraption holding the crystal in its chest rises in its place. Of course, it can't be easy.
So, hang on. Oh my god. That thing is pretty big. We can wound it. We can't disarm it, we can't poison it, but we can wound it. It's probably worth us coming in and getting lasered. So we're in a place for next turn. Oh, it's going to be double laser. Alright. Take the 2 damage. It's fine. Is it worth us getting a wound on him and getting stunned for it? I think it could be with the stone skin. Especially because breakthrough has the piercing. So, skip. We can stun him. Even better. Let's use a use of precision. Stun and wound and a bit of pierce. Just send the giant drifter up against the computer. He will smash his way through. Blink Blade. The plan is still on to grab the loot. Just you're going to suffer 4 damage to get there. You know what? It's fine. More damage. More than 4 damage. Slightly misjudged that. I did not see that there was an additional laser going that way. God, this place is nasty. Right. 3 gold. Totally worth it. Seraph, you need to not be there. So we'll go with stab them all. And power leak. And I will burn power leak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. It will be enough to get you out of wherever you are. And then stab them all to potentially move up and grab this. If you need to. Depending on what the artillery is doing. Because I'd quite like you to not die. We can't poison this guy. But we can meat grinder him. And we can do some regroup healing. Yeah, let's go regroup and meat grinder. And down here, I think we're going to just do everything we can to get through that armor. So it's going to be crushing weight. And consume stamina for this turn. So we're going maximum retaliation. Okay, he's going to do a big hit. We can protect against that a little. The lasers, it looked like they were going to rotate. I will double check. Yeah. So we can ignore the lasers for this turn. The artillery is going to do a tiny bit of damage at range, so we can ignore that for right now as well. So if I run all the way in here, we can grab those. Stab this for good measure. And move it that way. Yeah, no, move it this. Move it that way. And stab it one more time. 15 gold, that's a lot. Right, first things first. Stone skin potion. Consume stamina. We're going to go to here. And we'll put on crushing weight, ready for next turn. Banner spear. Now if I step in, we can have a stab and do a little damage. Or I can step in and we can get some healing out, which is probably smarter. Because the retaliation is going to do more damage than we're going to do. So start off. Bit of heal and regen on yourself. And a bit of heal and regen on our friend. The regen isn't going to do anything because he's going to take damage before then. But the thought's there. All the retaliation. Love to see it. Resolve courage. Let them come. We'll go for vile assault. Try and just beat it down. So draining arrows, vile assault. And over here we have to go slow. So twin strike and sand in the hourglass. Banner spear. if we move a little closer, we can try and attack. I don't think it's really going to make any difference. But we can put this on and then have a stab, and if we roll a plus, we get a hit. No, we didn't. It's unlucky. But, to be fair, our Banner Spear has done an incredibly large amount already, so I'm not going to complain. Big hit. Put another point on Crushing Weight. You know what? Actually come slightly out the way of all the lasers, just in case. Another point on Relentless. I should have read what he was going to do. He will die next turn. So it doesn't matter how much damage we do to him. We're going to suffer hazardous terrain damage. And that's not retaliatable. So other than a couple of artilleries that are left, we've done pretty well. Yeah, may as well just heal yourself up, seeing as we can't move. Oh, I should have done Sand in the Hourglass to finish him off. That was a mistake. Well, he'll die next turn anyway, so it matters not. May as well just do a long rest. It'd be good to kill him and take his stuff, so short rest. And over here, we've not done Rambler yet, so if we do a long rest, we will succeed this because we're allowed to do long rests. Sure, we can lose consume stamina. We're going to go for breakthrough, so draining arrow breakthrough. Central processor moved before us. Which I guess means we're just grabbing what he had. Hey, it's a flame fruit. I will burn precision timing. And we will recover Sand in the Hourglass. It's a very good charm. We don't utilize it a lot. Let's lose Twin Strike. It doesn't matter because we've already succeeded. So we'll just choose to lose Meat Grinder. And that is also the Banner Spear done. A hard-fought battle. We have our first level 7 character. Inertion has gained a level up. And we managed both Assistant and Rambler. We didn't manage Gambler, but nothing gave us disadvantage on our attacks, and we're getting really close to retiring Seraph.
The crystal shatters with one final strike, and the metal construct falls to the floor with a crash. All around you, the facility powers down, becoming silent as a tomb.
It's always
you
the way.
strip the place of as much metal as you can carry and head back to Frosthaven.
Because none of that would be useful. We just take all the parts. Five shared metal and 3 morale. Furious Factory has been complete. Well, let's spread it around like that, because that is loads of stuff that people have.
The favoured punishment for White Oak Guards is to send their laziest for a year-long rotation at Frosthaven. The harsh environment quickly reinforces survival instincts, and the lesson lasts a lifetime. It's a good system. Frosthaven gets highly trained, capable guards, and the capital gets battle-hardened soldiers when they return. If they return. The numbers haven't been great lately. On slim occasion, the guards' ranks are supplemented through a different path. Not just punishment from the capital or mercenaries earning some quick gold, but a Frosthaven-raised teen now old enough to join in the thick of winter. This young man, Lance, is beaming from ear to ear as Satha inducts him into the guard. His mother looks on proudly from the assembled audience. There is an uneasiness in knowing his likely fate come the next attack, but in this moment, you can't help but feel happiness for him.
Let's offer him some gold because we have gold coming out of our ears.
Lance clearly has a big heart, but the rest of him is pretty scrawny. Looking over Lance's standard issue equipment, you can see it fits about as well as a Red Guard's armor would fit a Vermling. You call him over, put a few coins in his hand, and tell him to get his gear resized.
Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
He salutes
so
you
young.
clumsily and marches off. The slightest smile creeps across your face.
So that's maxed out our morale. We've gained a soldier as well, which is great. And we're losing 10 gold that we're not spending on anything else. And actually, that 10 gold, I'm going to take out of Seraph's pocket because Seraph's got over 100. The guard tower is crowded on this clear Frosthaven dawn. Every outpost able to make the climb has braved the snow-slick steps and packed each gatehouse to get a view of the morning's events. It's a waste of resources, I keep telling him, Captain Olmsted grumbles as yet more people pack the overlook, causing the floorboards to groan under the excited chatter. You follow his eye towards the courtyard, where a monolith stands concealed by a tarp of stitched hides. For weeks, a secretive scaffold has occupied the town square as artisans carted stone, steel, and wood behind a curtain, under the supervision of a scarf-clad Savas. Now the scaffold has been disassembled, and only the thin sheet blocks the finished monument from view. Satha strides to the centre of the square and addresses the crowds with a bullhorn. I'm not much for speeches, the mayor begins, and I'm not usually one for sentiment either. With this place, these people, you make me proud. Finished, the mayor lowers her bullhorn and nods, and the Savas signals his crew to pull the hide tarp. A giant of stone and steel emerges. A human figure stands mid-stride on its way north, its determined gaze unflinching against the wind whipping from the bay. Like the town of Frosthaven, the statue isn't the most beautiful thing in the world. It wouldn't be on display at any garden of the more civilized side of the Copperneck Mountains. But it isn't south of the mountains. It's here, like Frosthaven, in a place it shouldn't be able to exist, defying the cruel landscape that would spell death to anything of weaker stock. A thundering cheer rises from the gathered outposters, echoing off the mountains and over the choppy waters of the harbour. Still a waste, Captain Olmsted repeats, but even the surly guard captain can't suppress a grin amid the victorious roar. That's giving us 2 prosperity, which is levelling up the town. New campaign achievement unlocked for the statue, and that's going to be for us having got morale up to 20. With us being an outpost, there's now going to be more things that we can do in town, so we're going to have to look at that. But for right now, we have one thing left to do, and that is gain a level for our lovely drifter. Level 7. Immediately after your next 6 heal abilities, perform a move 3. Interesting. Move 3 for each friend moved through during this move ability. We gain the use of 1 of your active bonuses, so 2 normally, maybe 3. Or Unending Fight, which is stab, move, stab, and regain 3 uses of your active bonuses. This is very, very useful. Like the Wind is situationally useful. Unending Fight is very useful, so we're going to stick that in our cards. And I'm going to stick that in right now. What are we going to take out is the question. We could take out Deadly Shot, because we rarely use it. We mostly use it for the move 4 on the bottom. We could take out Prudent Preparation. It does move fast. This is not too slow though, so that's a reasonable swap. Or shockwave. Let's take out prudent preparation and we'll put in unending fight. On to the perks. We already did the outburst. A little bit of recover could be useful. 2 +1 healing self cards. Yeah. Let's go for recover. And with that, we're going to finish off for this episode. Thank you very much for coming along, everyone. I do hope you have enjoyed this. As always, if you have, be sure to give a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so, and you'll be told when the next episode goes live. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for some more Frosthaven. See you soon.